So twin flame reading, and we'll leave it open to that. So we've got some really potent cards. So we've got the unseen. Sorry, I always feel claustrophobic when I'm doing a reading. The unseen. This is coming out of a dark situation. So coming out of like starting to see clarity. So coming out of confusion and starting to see clarity. Starting to know and understand exactly what you're here to do and why, and just doing it. Like not so much questioning things anymore, and really starting to live in the present moment. We are really starting to live in the present moment, and letting go of this yearning, or knowing and understanding how to accept that there is a yearning, if that makes sense. So again, I just feel like there's some clarity coming on. So it could be like due to, you know, after the new moon, there was a lot of confusion, a lot of like angriness, sadness. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? This kind of thing. So I feel like that's kind of behind us for now, like behind. And yeah, again, learning to live in the present moment, and learning that we have the ability to manifest our desires into reality, right? And so part of that learning how to manifest things into our reality is accepting what is, and accepting what's going on in the moment. So accepting that longingness, that like it's almost like a hardship. Like you've been through this hardship, you've been through this like crazy chaotic journey together and apart, but you know, like in the physical, but together. You've been through this crazy journey, and it's about really, you're starting to see why. So if you're not starting to see why and you're just questioning it, then this is what you're coming into. So you're going to come into some sort of realization, but I really feel like that bulkiness, that heaviness, it's almost like it's just behind us. And that comes from living in the moment. That comes from understanding that living in the moment is the most important thing. And again, when we're trying to manifest things, you either spend so long in denial, or so long in either wanting something or not wanting something, right? And therefore, you're really suppressing and blocking what's meant to come in from coming in. So if you're spending a long time yearning for someone, you're really not living your life, and you're not living in the present moment, because the present moment is your reality, right? And if you're spending a lot of time really not wanting to feel much about that person, then you're also blocking things. You're not allowing things to move forward. And so it's about allowing yourself to express those emotions. Okay, I didn't mean to say that, but it came out. So expressing your emotions and allowing yourself to physically feel those emotions. So feel like that love towards your counterpart. Feel that anger. Feel that resentment. Like allow it to come up and shift it out. Because if you're not allowing yourself, if you're blindsiding yourself by not allowing yourself to feel those emotions, good or bad. So when the emotions come up, realize it. Okay, I'm angry. I'm angry. Yep, I accept, I acknowledge, and I release. And that way you can shift yourself out of this turbulence. Because I really feel like it is behind. And in all honesty, we're moving through these energies so fast right now that if you don't keep up with it, it's just sort of a show, but if you don't keep up with the with the energies, you're just going to get sucked up and caught in the waves and just taken out to sea. Um, so really, it is important to stay on top of yourself, your health, there's a lot of exhaustion going on. Stay on top of it. So have a good rest if you're feeling exhausted. Have a good rest and allow yourself to feel tired. Acknowledge what's going on. We're shifting so much out of our bodies right now, so we're feeling every part of it. We're also feeling collectively. So for the twins, collectively, we're feeling the anger, the hurt, the pain. We're feeling the exhaustion. It's like we've had enough, just wanting to move forward. And you're allowing yourself to. You're allowing yourself to move forward because you've had enough, which is a good thing, right? So that's, in one way, that is a negative emotion that is allowing us to move into a positive space, right? So just keep allowing yourself to move forward and don't get stuck. Stay in the present moment because things are coming for you. By being stuck in this, you're just not seeing what's coming for you, and there's so much coming, so much. You need to be ready for it. You can't be stuck on this old stuff. So okay, one moment. Sorry, card went flying. Which is power. How good's that? Power. So this is coming into one's own power, coming into the balance of the yin and yang. I love that the two cards on either end, so we've got the shadow and the power. And if you look, they've both got the yin and the yang within them. They've got the gentle and the crazy, the lioness. So the humble and the lioness. So learning to control your emotions, coming into balance with your emotions, and facing your shadow. So they're the same card. That's cool. And in the middle of that, those two cards is just discontent and boredom. Okay, so what is that saying to us? You're not seeing something. You're not seeing the truth of the matter. You're not seeing how much power you have to create your own reality. These are some really heavy cards, by the way. You're not, you're not seeing your power to create what you want. Not believing it or not accepting it. And this is the darkness winning. So you've got to shift that out. You have to allow yourself to shift out of that darkness and come back into the light. See how much power you've got and see the content, like be content with what you have in your life and be content with how much you've grown. If you need to, look back over your past and just see how much you've grown. If you're together, if you're apart, whatever it is, you know, so much has shifted, so much has changed. It's really time to allow this, like, everything to just wash over you and just release it all. So in saying that, those that are near the ocean, go and have a swim in the ocean and go and release these feelings. Go and have a shower, go and release these feelings. Allow the stuff to come up and just wash it away. So salt scrubs, all this kind of stuff. They're saying that there's a lot of negative energies coming up. It could be entities, it could be negative emotions, but they're telling me that a lot of heavy negativeness is coming up at the moment. It's really important to release that. So sending love and light. So for those of you that are feeling strong, sending love and light to the community, sending love and light into the twin flame community. I just feel like there's multiple layers coming off right now. Yeah. So we all knew this was going to get to this point where, well, I felt it for a while, that it's as if you have to get to rock bottom just to come back up. And that rock bottom really freaking hurts, right? And it's like the tower moment. It's the falling falling off the tower, the everything falling apart, seemingly everything falling apart, in order to allow you to get back up and walking, right? And so all this negative that's happening, it's also allowing you to see it from another perspective, yeah. So it's allowing you to look back and say, thank God that happened. So thank God everything fell apart. Uh, Maybe you hurt your leg, or like lost your house, or whatever it is. Um, Looking at that negative and seeing why it's so positive, that's what we're coming into at the moment. So in order to release that, it's important to see why it's was so worthy and so important to happen, right? By doing this, you're coming into your own power. We are coming into our own power. That's what the journey is about. Being whole within yourself. So allowing this crazy lioness energy and allowing this wisdom to come through and to coexist. It's the yin and the yang. It's the soft and it's the light and the darkness. So accepting that darkness, like, yeah, a lion can be dangerous and wild and free, but also highly intelligent, and fast and free, yeah. Which connects into the inner wisdom here. So this is the light and the darkness, the external, the internal energies. It's a representation of us, and it's a representation of the journey. Okay. So I'm just pulling some more cards, and this is from the romance roll. Okay. The romance deck. So we've got finances and career. So this is about getting your stuff sorted. This is moving on. They're saying this is about moving on. So it's like harvesting the fields, concentrating, so allowing it's a very, very soft energy. So finances and career can seem a bit scary, right? But this energy, the way it's coming through, it's very, very soft. And I like that it's come through with this flirt card, which is a light energy. So knowing that you can have both things at once, knowing that you can have the you can have everything you want to. You can have the balance. You can have the balance between the finance, the career, the relationship. You know, I know the old belief system, or my old belief system is that I used to just work and work and work, right? And it's not like I left much room for a relationship. Even if I was in one, I mentally wasn't really clear enough for one. And so they're saying that you can have both. You can allow yourself to have that whole relationship and not worry about the figures, not worrying, like letting go, not worrying about the figures so much, and allowing yourself to just be consumed by love and by the environment that you're in. By doing this, it's going to allow yourself to forgive. It's going to bring through this forgiveness energy, forgiving and learning. It's time to forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made, whether that's like financially, career-wise, relationship-wise. It's time to forgive yourself and learn from your mistakes. This card also covers the other cards that I just went over. And then we've got, it is safe for you to love. So being accepting of the situation is the biggest thing here. And I'm not talking about like, you need to be accepting. So if you're not in contact, you need to be accepting of that. But this is more so being accepting of the journey that you're on. So accepting, like, this is a twin journey. It's not going away. This is what it is. This is what I want to work towards, and accepting that. Because that's what's going to allow you to, again, once you make that decision, it allows so much to come in. And the finances and career, you're just laying your seeds, you're planting your seeds, you're saying like it'll be time to reap your rewards. It will just come flowing in. It's gonna flow. Uh, so if you work towards your stresses, right? So if you're stressing about finances and career and you're working towards it slowly and with ease and grace, and you're just like flirting with it, um, creating a friendship with this career, like creating a beautiful relationship with the financial side and the career side, and just the doing aspects of your life, things that you have to do. So the masculine aspect. It's about flirting, and there's so many layers to what I'm saying right now. Um, I'm not going to keep repeating it all, but you guys, hopefully, you guys are getting it. There's so many layers to this. Like flirting with your masculine side. That's hilarious. It's hilarious. So for those of you who don't know, we all have the masculine and the feminine within us, right? So if we're sitting there going like the masculine isn't doing this, and I'm doing this, but he's not doing this, the masculine is you. It is your masculine side. You have your feminine side and your masculine side. So everyone has to be accountable for both the giving and the receiving. Wow. It even goes into giving and receiving. You have to be accountable for like the ebb and flow, for the darkness and the lightness, for the literally for the doing. The doing is the masculine and the going with the flow is the feminine, right? So be accountable for that. So if I'm saying to you that like, it's a masculine energy that works with the finances and the career, that's also the masculine within you. It's not just to say, oh, that's his problem, it's not mine. It is your problem. So this is cool. A cool reading. Really happy with that. And so they're just saying like the lighter the energy that you put into things, the easier it will be for you. And that sounds so obvious. It sounds so obvious, right? The easier the more calm you are, the more things will flow. The more the flowers will grow, the more the seeds will, or the fruits will ripen. Just going with the flow, like being in nature, connecting with nature, flirting with nature. And I posted a card on that this morning, which was the romantic feelings, and it was one of the comments was flirt with nature. And that's just about building your relationship with everything, like, and accepting that you are all one. It's just crazy, but every time I look in my fish tank, it looks like I have 3 fish in there, but I only have 2. But the thing is, one only just died. So that's in full on, actually. So he's saying, don't worry, be happy. The fish just came through. So, and in, again, like, connecting into that outer circumstance, which it isn't, being one with nature, being one with animals, and loving and being open and allowing yourself to love. So if you're struggling to allow yourself to love, go outside and talk to the flowers, or hug a tree, kiss a tree, hold your dog, talk to your fish or your birds, or like connect in and love everything around you, and it will help you to, it's just going to amplify love within your relationship. So this to me, it says far, far away, and it says creative daydreaming. And to me, what she's doing, I just lost it. I just had 2 words and they're gone. One moment. This is like, it's almost, I want to say lost in translation. What does that mean? This is being lost in translation. So this is like, there has to be a balance between the daydreaming and the living as well. I just want to say that. So if you are living and you're not allowing yourself to daydream, then you need to be daydreaming, because that's going to help you manifest. But to be completely living in this reality of this daydreaming is not good either. So there has to be a balance. You have to allow yourself to be open and free and loving and kind and flirty, um, but you also have to allow yourself to be grounded and so they're saying there's a need to ground this imagination into the physical realm, which is of course what we're trying to do. Trying to ground, so with manifestation, it's about grounding the energy into the ground. So making sure you're grounded. So when you're daydreaming, it could be as simple as when you're daydreaming, making sure you're grounded before you do it. So if you're going to sit down and just, I know usually you don't really plan to daydream, you just go off. But if you can consciously remember to like visualize a root coming up through your chakras, or being in a forest, like feeling the flowers, or the leaves, or connecting into your heart, like, am I breathing? That's an Eckhart Tolle one, which I love. Like, am I breathing? Yep, I'm breathing, and you're coming back into the reality. It just brings you right back, or you can go like this. Anything to do with physical touch or being outside. So they're wanting us to daydream. They're wanting us to allow our imagination to take over and run wild and create love into our reality. But you have to make sure you're grounded at the same time. Otherwise, nothing is coming down. It's all just up here. So if you bring in it down with your grounding into your reality. And they're saying things take time. Things are happening very, very fast at the moment, but also complete stories, complete love stories take time to manifest, right? So notice the things that do appear in your life that are getting you closer to your goal. So acknowledge, like, perhaps people look at you differently, or you're receiving information differently. So this could be spiritually, or this could be like telepathically. It could be from your twin, it could be from spirit, telepathically they're saying, but also in terms of your reality. So watch the relationships that are coming into your life, and the people that are connecting in with you. There is so much, just going back to this discontent and boredom, there's so much crazy shit going on in your life. I don't even know how there's time to be bored or discontent. So to counteract that discontentment or that boredom, acknowledge the amazing things that come into your life. So this is part of gratitude as well, because these little things are building the foundation. They may not even be little. So it could be someone even complimenting you, or like asking you out. It could be like a particular energy that you feel, like you might have contact with someone and feel energy. People may be receiving you differently because your energy is shifting, and you may be receiving other people differently because your energy is shifting. Yeah. So your relationships in your current life, so I'm not just talking about your twin, in general, your relationships in your life between your family, your friends, strangers, are changing. This kind of thing is what Spirit is asking us to acknowledge, because that helps to manifest more. So if you can be grateful and positive for the changes that you can see happening, that's going to keep manifesting. Okay? And this card is just little secretly just lying there. And it's fairy lovers. And it's come with this card. So fairy lovers, new love, courtship, romance, falling in love. And this is the second card. So Stardust, and it says premonition, galactic communications, beginnings and endings. So again, like what I was just talking about, it's just confirmation for you. The other thing is, so lots of like past relationships could be coming up, past connections, not just relationships, but connections in general may be coming up, popping up into your life. Just be aware of how much you've shifted from them. Deal with them all individually, and work out how you want to deal with things, because you don't have to allow anything into your life that doesn't serve you, but at the same time you need to forgive as well. You need to forgive um, the situation or the person for what's happened, and you need to move forward from it to release yourself, whether that's energetically or in the spiritual, physical realm. Okay. So this is like saying that they're saying that communication, like telepathic communication, is amplified right now. This also could be in the physical realm for those of you experiencing physical contact. There's amplified communication, right? So you may be feeling like amplified energies or communication like telepathically from it could be between your soul sisters as well. So this could be communication between your friends. This is knowing and understanding things on a whole different level, right? So if you're just starting to receive messages telepathically, or starting to acknowledge that you're having premonitions or this kind of thing, right? And again, so it says beginning and endings, acknowledging that, okay, this is amazing, this is a new start for me. So maybe this feels scary, but this is also incredible. And that's what you want to focus on, how incredible it is, right? So manifesting is focusing on the incredible and knowing that that is a new beginning within itself. Or the endings, like being aware of new beginnings and endings, etc., etc. Everything keeps going. Communication is coming. So this is a strong, strong, strong message. There is masses of communication happening between twins. So again, I don't want to be responsible for saying that something's coming into the physical realm when it doesn't for you. You need to go with the flow. But this is communication on big, big levels. So it could be that you're telepathically, it's like the window's just open and you're completely feeling each other telepathically, and you're sending each other messages telepathically, or you're hearing each other telepathically. This also is in the physical realm, so it could be happening very, very, very soon in the physical, or it could just be happening in the spiritual realm. Okay, this is not something I want to commit to saying, because everyone's going through their own journey. Everyone's going through their own journey, and everyone is at different stages. And I know how seriously readings are taken, so you need to obviously take what resonates with you with the reading. So if it's making sense to you, then take it. If it's not, leave it. Okay. But know that you guys have a very, very strong telepathic connection, and it means that, like, it could mean that when they're sad, you're sad. When they're really in a really high positive mood, you're in a really high positive mood. When you're stressed, they're stressed. When they're stressed, you're stressed. So being really aware of this communication. They're saying the lines are open. The lines are open. And again, these are the two cards. Amazing. The communication lines are open. So the next card is ancestors, ancestral line, generational shift. So this is clearing stuff out on a generational level, on an ancestral level. There's been a lot of clearing. A lot of clearing. So not to blame each other. There's a lot of blaming. There's a lot of he said, she said, he shit, she shit, whatever it is, right? There's all this blaming on each other, like dumping shit on each other. If there is, right? At some point in the line, there is, whether it's consciously or out loud or whatever it is, there's a lot of blaming. So I don't know if that's currently going on or previously going on, whatever it is. Leave that for you to discern. So understanding that we've all got our shit. we've all got our blocks, we've all got our belief systems, our realities, our own realities, and we're all taught, like we're all brought up in different ways, number one. And this is not just about how physically, like maybe you or me are brought up, but this is also about how our parents are brought up. And so this goes back to the grandparents and the great grandparents and so on and so forth. And things were much heavier back in the day. We're clearing all this out now. So if you think that you're feeling like anxious, or if you're getting anxious towards like feeling lonely, so lonely or discontent, boredom, this kind of thing, likely that this is showing up because it's come from the ancestral line. So it's come from a line of people that are quite unhappy within themselves, and we're there to clear it. And that doesn't mean of the whole everyone's unhappy within themselves, but everyone has some part of themselves that they wish were different, right? So we're here to change that system and change that dynamic and to clear it out. We're here to step up and step forward and clear out that ancestral line. So for those of you who are doing the healing on yourselves, don't forget to be asking that it's cleared from the ancestral line, from the DNA line. And for those of you who aren't, be aware that your emotions, you are clearing it for many, 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 many generations, many generations. So it's not just you, you're holding space for so many people. So many people. And take that leap of faith. Take that leap of faith into love. There are those of you that are wanting to take a leap of faith into love, and it's time where it's coming. But your nightmares are holding you back. You may be receiving dreams with, You may be receiving dreams that are giving you either confirmation or scaring you. So it could be nightmares, this kind of thing. So I just said before, for those of you who are consciously releasing, going in and working on stuff and pulling it out, or whatever you're doing, that's one thing. For those of you who may be not doing that yet, it could be that you're having nightmares, or you're having intense dreams. It could be that, I said that many old relationships may be coming up, not just romantic, in general, connections may be coming up for you. It could be that you're dreaming of them. So whatever you're dreaming, just know that it's releasing from you. It's all coming out. Just acknowledge it and let it go. Okay, you're both going through the same thing. You're both going through the same thing. Both the masculine and the feminine are both experiencing this dreaming, this telepathy. And you're both now wanting exactly the same thing. You're both consciously wanting exactly the same thing. So for those of you who are watching this video, just keep working through what you're doing and just keep holding space for the person that perhaps isn't. Which is why it's so important to keep your energy balanced, because you are connected. And so if you are feeling a bit shit and then they go down, you don't really want that. You want to both be stable, right? So clearing your chakras, clearing your energy, your energy centers. Your chakras are your energy centers. For those of you that don't know, you can do meditations on YouTube, chakra cleansing. And for those of you do, clearing your energy field, cutting cords, cleansing cords. You can also do cord cutting meditations. You can just ask as well from spirit, from the light. So you're asking from the divine to cut cords, any cords that do not serve you any longer. Okay, this will help to balance out your energy, because we're all very, very sensitive, and I said we're all interconnected. We're very, very sensitive to other people's energies, and therefore they can take us down sometimes, whether or not that's your twin doing that. Okay, so for those of you that are consciously going through the journey, clear your energy field out, hold space for your divine, hold space for your counterpart, and love them for all that they are. They are wanting exactly the same thing for you, as you, for you. They're wanting happiness for you, and they're wanting it for themselves. They're wanting it for both of you. They're trying to find happiness within themselves. and so are you. If they are, then so are you. So know that as you grow, they're growing, and it's all coming together. It's going to happen very, very fast. And as I said, it's going to happen very, very fast. Love the card that came out. That's amazing, the gift. It's all going to happen very fast. A present, an offer, nurturance, growth, and potential. So I said there was going to be mass communication coming in. The communication code's open. There's a present coming, so that could be a physical present. This could be a spiritual present. This could be in terms of a new job offer. It could be anything. We're doing a twin relationship, a twin flame reading. I'd imagine it's within the connection, but as we know, and for those that don't, you have to you have to be doing your work, you have to be doing your career, and being aware of what you want to do. A large part of this is that we are here to hold space for the universe. And that's the wrong way to put it. So what we are doing, we're anchoring in new energies and new love templates into the universe. Okay, that's what we're here doing. We're doing that through our work. So and that in terms of finances and career. So I just want to put it out there for anyone that's stressing about that. This is a key for you. We are here to work collectively to raise the vibration of the universe. Okay, so that means getting into your spirit work. Whether or not for you, that means doing readings. Whether or not for you, that means working with children. Whatever it is that you've already most likely everything you've been doing in your life to do with career has been leading you up to this. Or you've been secretly wanting to do this for your entire life, okay? So your skills and everything you've already obtained will be working you towards your career path with your divine masculine, your love. So for those of you that there is a gap there, it's time to ask Spirit to show you what you are meant to be doing in terms of career. We're supposed to be here holding energy for, like I said, for the universe. So it could be that you are, you could be a florist, you could be a gardener, a landscaper, you could be an architect, you could be anything, but you're using your spiritual powers, your spiritual consciousness to bring light into humanity. So you'll be using your spiritual awareness, your intuition, your guidance to bring through new templates into this earth to teach people, to teach. And in order to teach, we have to learn for ourselves how to do things, right? So whatever journey you're going through, it's all for a reason, because you're here to help the next person get through things. I think we're almost done here. I'm just going to pull one more card, two more cards, I think. So follow me, come, this is your invitation to, that's such a cute card. And that, again, on a couple of different levels is about follow me. So as you step forth, the divine masculine will come with you, and vice versa. As you make a step forth into your path, he will come. Notice how I'm holding that by accident all the way back. So as you step into your path, he will come and you'll come into balance. Yeah? He, you could say, is also holding space and reflecting where you need to do the work. So, yeah, having gratitude for the whole journey as well, of course. So this could also be really a beautiful idea to ask the fairy, go in, close your eyes, ask in for pure white light only, negative must leave, and call in the fairies and do a meditation with them and allow them to connect in with you. Or when you're walking down the street, connect into the fairies and ask them to show you really fun things. This is about connecting into spirit. There's an eye there. Yeah, so third eye opening up, and also your connection to spirit. So follow me, Follow the fairies, follow your intuition, follow your guidance, follow the butterfly down the street. Look, just look, be aware of the signs around you, be aware that you're awake and that everything around you is evolving and it is alive. Everything around you is alive. And so in doing this, it will help you to follow the right path and find your skills. So you can ask the fairies, okay, ha 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 ha, the blatantly obvious, which I've missed. You can ask the fairies if you're not sure about what your career path is or what you're supposed to be doing consciously. Ask the fairies. You can ask the fairies to reveal this to you, and they will reveal bits and pieces to you as you are ready to see them. But the first step is being conscious that that's what you're here to do, right? So this card again, the finances and career, that's all going to fall into place with this journey. It's all interconnected. It's all interconnected. It's all going to fall into place together. So not to have concern about like finances, what's going to happen, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. If you don't know, the answer lies within your path, within your spiritual path, and finding your gifts. And as you do this, the relationship's just going to come together. Yeah. So the Grail Fairy fertility, fertility, the return of life, health, and life cycles. But I said, yeah. So it's deaths have to occur, and I'm not talking about physical deaths. I'm talking about deaths within us of old ways, old behaviours, new beginnings, in order for this fertile energy to come through, this new beginning, this love energy, this love concept. In order for that to come through, there has to be deaths, but it's all part of a life cycle, and you are having a rebirth, you are growing. This is what the journey is. Many, many rebirths, many, many awakenings, many, many deaths, like within ourselves, of old ways, old thinking, old behavioral thing. I challenge you, what I want to say is I challenge you to look at how much you've grown since you've met your twin, okay? And that will help you to have faith, keep faith, and understand the reason for the journey and the intensity and why it's so hard. I feel like they're saying, it's almost like he's waiting for you to accept the challenge. They're saying he's waiting for you to accept the challenge. So you have to accept this journey and all that is in front of you in order for him to even like kind of consider coming in, because the whole point is obviously being conscious of the journey and what's happening, being aware and wanting to connect into it and loving it for what it is, instead of seeing the negative side, seeing the positive side, right? So he's waiting for you to accept the challenge. He's waiting for you to see the positive in life and to grow and to learn and to love and all these kinds of things, and to find out who you truly are while he finds out who he truly is. How beautiful. And so, for those of you who are struggling with the journey or wanting to learn how to do the work on themselves, I do twin flame mentoring, so working one-on-one, teaching you how to go into what comes up and work through it and pump yourself up and make yourself stronger. I can vouch for for myself and for my clients and the growth that I've had, but definitely feeling it within myself, the growth. This is how I've worked through things. So if you feel drawn to me and you would like to have a healing with me or a mentor session with me, or a reading, a twin flame reading, anything like that. The other thing is, if you're in Melbourne, I'm holding a workshop called Chain of Hearts, and that's coming up in July. And we'll be working on all blocks around the heart and having lunch, which is all included in the day, and just having a really nice day with with lots of meditation and clearing. Okay, so and positivity and connection and all that sort of stuff. So if you're feeling a pull to me and you want to know more, you can connect in on Carla's Readings on Facebook, private message me on there, or email me at info@carlasreadings.com.au and my website, carlasreadings.com.au. I think that's it. And yeah, I can give you more details. So I either do readings over Skype, over the phone, or in Melbourne, face to face if you're local. Yeah, thanks very much. Bye.